welcome to episode 230 of the Eldritch Podblast. I'm Mags.
I'm Jack.
And we are a Dungeons & Dragons social commentary podcast where we focus on the social aspect of D&D.
We give out advice to dungeon masters and players who are old and new.
But most importantly, we believe in creating a safe, inclusive, and welcome space.
So if that sounds good to you, subscribe to the Patreon.
Oh, God. Oh, straight in with it.
Become a YouTube member.
Damn, straight in. Nice.
But it's done. There you go. You definitely won't hear more about the Patreon and the YouTube memberships throughout this video.
No, definitely not. Damn, well.
What's happening?
Hey, well, there you go.
Hope everyone is well.
Indeed. Happy Monday. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, whatever you got up to. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm good. So...
We're going to talk about mold revelations.
Right. Don't say it like that.
And we're going to talk about moldy revelations.
Okay. So, as you know, I've had a cough for the past 300 years. Yeah. Probably. Feels like a really long time.
She's had a cough something similar to this, maybe like a year ago.
Yeah. And I've had this one for about 6 weeks now.
Yeah.
So
probably a bit longer.
Maybe a bit longer. But you know, I get chest infections quite often.
Yeah.
Like there isn't a year that goes by where I don't at least get one, I would say.
Something close to one, yeah.
And you know, medication has worked before. It wasn't working so much this time. Now, did I have the revelation on Wednesday when our friends were over and we were supposed to play D&D, but we didn't because I felt too sick? Did I have the revelation that, hey, you know what? Maybe my cup's making me sick.
Yeah. Because when was the last time you washed it?
Well, look, so I wash it.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I do wash it, but I don't wash it as often as I should.
And you don't wash the straw in particular.
I lost the straw cleaner.
You did lose the straw cleaner.
I lost the straw cleaner. So, hey, look, am I going to be patient zero? Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. But, you know, such is life.
We're making you serious 29 weeks later.
Yeah, exactly.
29 days later.
Yeah, we're making moves.
Yeah,
my moves are in the bottom of my cup with my colony. So, I don't know. Have we come to a revelation that maybe that's what's been making me sick? Who knows?
Potentially.
Doctors haven't been involved yet. Well, I mean, they have. But
scientists haven't looked at the cup yet.
Not approved by scientists yet.
Just yet.
But, you know... We make moves, and whether that is a contributing factor, it's been washed. I bought some more straw cleaners.
You washed it, you cleaned it out with the straw cleaner.
I gave it a really good wash, and then we put it in the dishwasher.
On a hygiene wash.
Yeah, so fingers crossed.
So...
whether, you know, again, we don't know if that is actually what's making me sick. I'm on other medication as well, but... Have
you taken it today?
Yes. But we'll see. We'll see. I have been coughing considerably less in the past 2 days that I haven't been drinking out of my cup.
And she's drinking out of the cup now because it's
been decontaminated, okay?
Yeah, but are you going to keep on top of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to keep on top of it.
See, look, I don't believe you.
No, I will.
I don't believe you.
No.
Because I know who you are.
No,
I know who you are deep down inside.
No. I can keep on top of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How have you been?
Yeah, I've been good. Just been chilling. Just been doing the good stuff. Just been, I got into the Paragon League in Fellowship. Me and Josh have been going pretty hard on that. I finally committed to re-rolling an alt.
Yes.
So I've been playing Adios,
who is
basically the Affliction Warlock.
Okay. Oh, gosh. Yeah, Affliction Warlock.
Who's basically the Affliction Warlock. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You basically, you depending on how big pulls you do in the dungeon, like you do massive amounts of damage, then you do smaller amounts of damage, then you do massive amounts. It's always like a sort of like every other pull, I'll do
huge damage.
Catastrophic amounts of damage.
Yeah. Is that just because of how like pulls are set up or like...
Yeah, because you're very cooldown dependent. You've got essentially a 1 minute, a 1 minute, a 45 second, and that's really it. And then you sort of use the other things around that.
Do you have dots? Is that...
Yeah. So essentially my big 1 minute is I put a massive area of effect down, and everyone who I hit with this huge explosion, the explosion does damage, but then they all get a dot.
Taking damage, cool.
Yeah. And then I have my other dot, that is on a 20-second cooldown, but then I have another way to apply it instantly, not only to one person, but to two other people next to it.
Right.
So essentially, every minute, I'll pop off.
Okay, heard.
Every minute, I'll pop off.
And how does that look overall?
Good.
Cool.
I mean, every dungeon I went in last night, I went into the Adept League with my alt.
Yeah.
And when I went into the Adept League, I was like, I was topping the damage meters.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Against people who were a better item level than me.
Yeah.
So
cool.
It was cool.
Cool. Wow. Good stuff.
It's complicated until you figure it out.
Yeah, of
and
course.
And then the moment you
yeah,
figure it out, it's like, oh, actually, this is quite easy.
Yeah. How do you enjoy it compared to healer?
It's different. You think about the game in a completely different way.
Yeah,
I just think about interrupting the one thing that I need to interrupt and then cranking as much damage as humanly possible whilst not getting hit by mechanics.
Yeah.
Whereas a healer, you're like, okay, I see this coming up. I need to get ahead of this. I need to make sure I've got this cooldown for when this thing happens. Like we went and did the capstone at the end of Champion. We called like Wraith Tide Vaults or something like that. And each boss is essentially just... We have windows where the healer either has the cooldowns up and you succeed, or doesn't have the cooldowns up and
you
you're
don't
dead.
Succeed. Yeah, totally.
And like, as long as I got ahead of it, it was completely pissed. But if I fell behind even by one tick of damage, it was a wipe.
Got you.
So and that's fun for me. I think in a way.
Yeah.
I think that's fun for me.
I think you like to be able to control, like have a level of control over how well the dungeon goes too.
Yeah, which is
and obviously DPS, if things don't die, then you die. But I think with tank or a healer, you're able to control the dungeon far more than just being a DPS.
Yeah, I think the timers are relatively forgiving. So as long as you don't take the proverbial P in Fellowship, you're probably going to be all right. But if you're pulling not huge and then they still don't die, there's just no way you're going to time the dungeon.
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
There's so many times where we went into the new league and me and Josh were like, is this us? But we were just like failing the timer by a minute, by like 2 minutes. And we were like pulling like, when we had cooldowns, we were pulling like 4 packs together and stuff like that. And we were getting the interrupts and we weren't wiping at all. Like maybe somebody would die here and there, but that doesn't matter in Fellowship. But people's damage just wasn't good enough.
Yeah, fair
and
enough.
That's just how it is.
Fair enough.
But
fair enough. Yeah.
I think it's a cracking game.
Yeah.
And I'm really enjoying it.
Good. I'm really, really glad.
You should play it more.
I will. But you know what, Jack? I'm just really enjoying staying in my lane.
Yeah?
I'm really enjoying... I've been unbanned from Valorant, so I've been caning Valorant.
Yeah, you've been slamming a bit of Val.
I've been slamming some Val.
Yeah.
Although, I will say... Have I slammed too close to the sun? Maybe.
Have I slammed?
Possibly.
Have I slammed too hard?
Possibly. Maybe slammed too hard.
Have I gone to Unga Bunga Slam Town?
Yeah. But I've been enjoying it. I've been playing WoW. I've been playing Val. I struggle balancing too many games though. Like I've never been good at being able to do multiple things.
Really, more than one is
a push for me. Yeah. And I can manage like WoW and Valorant because I know those games very well.
Yeah.
But throwing in another game that I don't know very well, very hard for me. Not gonna lie.
That's fair.
Yeah, very hard for me.
We were talking about potentially getting a Valheim server back up and running.
Yeah. There was talks of Valheim.
Matthew has been slamming Minecraft.
Yeah, he has.
And I was like telling him about like some of the automation that you can do in Valheim, and he was like, that sounds so interesting to me. So I was like, hey Matthew, as soon as you're done with your Minecraft era, hit me up. Let's get a server sorted for Valheim, and we'll just get in there.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
I love that game. I think it's amazing.
Same.
And it's so good with friends.
Yeah, I agree.
It is a game that just gets infinitely more fun with friends.
I completely agree. Yeah, I totally agree. But yeah, just been chugging along. It's my birthday this week.
Yeah.
32.
On Thursday.
Yeah, indeed.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, thank you. Not a milestone.
No.
Being honest with you.
You yourself a new t-shirt?
Yeah, I always have a new t-shirt.
You got another jumper on the way?
I got a jumper on the way.
My mum's cooking us some lasagna.
Exactly. So
and we might go for some chicken alla crema.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds like a good time. Yeah. I think that sounds nice and fun.
Yeah.
So
good.
Yeah, but I think, you know what? After Wednesday and realizing how sick I was on Wednesday, I don't actually think I've realized how maybe sick I have been feeling. So now I'm kind of riding the wave of feeling a little sick and hoping I'm going to come out of it, So
yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, good. We oh my gosh,
Dog hasn't been very well.
Dog hasn't been very well.
Last night I think he's just got a bad tummy.
Yeah.
Last night he was, I can't, he was pestering me so badly for his food. And I gave him his food, and he was like, I don't want to eat this. So I was like, what the hell?
I know.
So I was having some tomato soup, so I put a little bit of tomato soup in it just to like entice him. And he ate it, but then he sicked it back up. Got up this morning, he didn't want to eat it. He was doing his little trembles.
I know.
I gave him a banana, and he scoffed that down.
Good.
He's had a big nap, and then just before this started, he ate his lunch.
Yes.
So hopefully,
exactly.
he's
so
okay.
don't look at him, okay?
I
So many comments from loads of
you.
The
comments last week saying I looked
at him. Hey, don't.
And just so you know, if you look at him this time,
it's over for you.
You're disturbing a sick boy.
See, you're disturbing the peace.
So look, that's on you.
That is on you. That is so on you. So don't look at him. All right.
Stop it.
Well, this week on stream, we're doing some fun things.
Oh my god! Right now,
playing Elden
History is being made, and we are playing Elden Mig.
Yep.
For those of you who don't know what that is, Margaret is going to be playing Elden Ring for the first time ever. She's never played a Souls game in her entire life. She is going to be trying to, in this stream, take down Margaret.
And I'm going to do it in one shot.
Yeah. Do you want to know what? If you do it in one shot, I don't know what I'll do. Like, I think I'll lose my mind. That would be crazy.
Yeah, one shot.
Yeah. Hey, I hope so.
Yeah.
If not, we can then...
Cut to 300 attempts later.
I'm not joking you.
Cut to 600 attempts later.
I mean, look, I remember the first time I played Elden Ring ever. I did it on stream, and I killed him in the first stream, but I walked in. Was it the first stream? I walked in, I found his lair, I tried it, I couldn't do it. Left, powered up, got some levels, got a new weapon, put some levels on my weapon, went back at the end of the stream, and I just killed him with summons.
I'm going to one-tap him.
Hey, I hope so.
I'm going to one-tap him.
Hey, I hope so.
Yeah, I'm going to one-tap him.
We're going to need to get a death counter.
I'm going to one-tap him. No need, because I'm going to one-tap him.
Just in case you get that one death.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah,
just
in case. Yeah, just in case.
You get that one death.
Just in case.
So, hey, we got some really fun things coming up.
We do. We really do, yes.
We got some merch giveaways going
on. I'll put up, I'll have a graphic by this time. We'll put a graphic up for you so you can see what the actual schedule is, and also as well as that, if you join our Discord, there'll be an announcement put out as well for the actual schedule, because these are all September goals, by the way. Throughout September, we put up loads of silly fun things, and you guys really seem to like them, and we really seem to enjoy doing them too.
I think it's fun because, like, you know, we do a lot of advice on stream, we do a lot of just like general yapping and looking at new D&D stuff. So it is good every now and then to
just do something different. Yeah,
chuck some other things in there.
Yeah, so that's what we're up to right now. Come on over. Yeah. I've one-tapped Radan by this point.
Radan.
Yeah. I one-tapped Radagon by this point.
Again, last
one-tapped
the dual last boss of the game.
One-tapped Captain Thicket or whatever his name was.
Commander Neil. Is it Commander Niall?
Commander Neil.
That guy sucks.
Yeah, and I one-tapped him by the time you get to stream. I've one-tapped him. So
I don't know what the thing is as well. We got to figure out what build you want to play. Like, do you want to be something quick?
Yeah.
You want to be something quick?
Yeah.
You don't want to be something that does big bonk.
No, something quick.
Something quick. So you could play the samurai.
Something quick so I can move.
Yeah, you could play the samurai. You get the like Uchi Katana straight away. It's a good weapon. Probably one of the strongest starters.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about it on Monday.
Yeah.
For now, shall we get into topics?
Sure. Thank you so much to all our patrons and YouTube members.
You have no idea how much we appreciate your support.
Gain exclusive access either on Patreon or become a channel member here on YouTube for perks like channel badges and emotes on YouTube.
You get 2 extra and exclusive monthly live streams, including a roundtable with a cast of our D&D actual play, The Ascension of Farador, for all of your burning questions.
As well as an intimate D&D advice live stream where we can answer your D&D questions in depth and one-on-one.
If you would like to support us directly and gain access to these perks, check the link in the description to go to our Patreon or simply click the join button here on YouTube.
Thank you.
So today we are doing this month on the D&D Reddit.
On the D&D Reddit.
This is one of the fun ones because it's just
they're all fun ones.
They're all fun ones, but this is just like rando ass stories.
Yeah, this is where we get the accumulative stories.
Yeah, exactly. And at the end we always showcase they've been predominantly artists, and two art pieces posted to the Reddit too, which are really, really, really
Very cool.
So the first one, this is a really fucking fun one to start with, and I want to hear your versions of this too, by the way.
Go on then.
The title is simply, with no context, what is your D&D party up to right now? I just saw a no context post on a writing thread, and the responses were pretty entertaining, so I thought I'd share it and see what other players and DMs are up to here. Mine is... died freeing a giant crab from a group of animal abusers. Then the crab proceeded to wipe out a small neighboring village.
Let's go. Which is the greater of two evils? Which is the greater of two evils?
Nice. Look, and you know what? I feel like, when you try to talk to your D&D friends about, like,
it's so
your
hard.
non-D&D friends about D&D, I feel like that statement is 100% just like I don't even know what you mean.
Because the thing is, what you're doing at the moment in your D&D game really makes no sense without context. But then you try and explain the context, and then that context needs more context, and then you're talking for 4 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the person who has just met up with you for a coffee, who you haven't seen in a year,
alienated.
is sat there going,
this person's crazy.
Yeah.
This person's insane.
I'm never doing this again.
Yeah.
Remind me next time that I see somebody who I haven't hung out with in a year to not invite them for a coffee.
Never do this. Yeah. But how do you explain that?
How do you explain that? Why don't you do ours?
Well, I've been thinking about this. Group has...
Like, immediately, what's just happened? What are we doing?
Group experience, group PTSD, and fight about it. And...
there was a dragon.
Dragon.
There was a succubus. There was an incubus.
Yeah, dragon.
A dragon, a succubus, and an incubus walk into a bar. Yeah. There you go. That's our campaign in a nutshell.
A dragon, an incubus, and a succubus see you across the bar and say they like your vibe.
What do you say?
They actually say, we fucking hate your vibe.
Yeah, we
What
hate
do you
your
do?
Vibe.
Yeah,
what do you do?
100%. A dragon, an incubus, and a succubus look at you over the bar and say, I fucking hate your vibe. What do you do?
What do you do?
Yeah, that's a great one.
I want to hear your what's happening in your campaign right now.
No context.
I don't want any context.
No context at all.
I want you to tell me exactly what's happening now, and the wilder the better.
Yeah. Well, I have a few more.
Come on in.
I went through the comments. First one, simply going to Orc Vegas.
Going to Orc Vegas.
Going to Orc Vegas.
Oh my god, crazy. What could that possibly mean?
What could that possibly mean?
You know the casino in Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
I remember when I went there, I was like, this is a fever dream.
Yeah, I know.
I'm used to playing World of Warcraft. And then I played Final Fantasy and I went to the casino and I was like,
what is going on?
What am I doing?
What is this?
What is going on?
Why
am I here?
Who am I? Going to Orc Vegas.
I'm going to Orc Vegas.
Going to Orc Vegas. Well, the next one. Cowering in fear of leaving the drawing room as a ghost covered in weasels falls out to the grandfather clock. Again.
Again?
The stipulation
How did that happen again?
Again. Cowering in fear, leaving the drawing room as a ghost covered in weasels falls out of the grandfather clock. Again. Like, how do we get to again?
How do we get to again?
Again.
How
I
do we
feel
get to
like
again?
A ghost covered in weasels.
That's a one-timer.
That is a one-timer.
That's a one-timer, not only in a campaign.
Yeah.
In
every
lifetime, campaign you've ever
played.
In
a universe.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to witness a ghost covered in weasels falling out of a grandfather clock more than once. I don't want to witness that once.
Never mind.
Twice. Never mind twice.
Never mind again.
Never mind again. Ghost covered in weasels. 2 electric boogaloo. I don't even know what that. I couldn't possibly understand what that could mean. Well, the next one.
Okay.
Is simply killed a giant horrific baby. Nice. And again, this is one of those things where you try to explain D&D to your non-D&D friends.
Yeah.
Killed a giant horrific baby, and everyone's like,
"See,
that doesn't sound fun."
The thing is, when you're trying to explain to your non-D&D friends your D&D campaign, to get to try and entice them into playing, or even trying it, or even like being interested in it, what you need to do is that one-line thing. They don't want context because they don't care.
No.
Because they're not there.
No.
They want that tagline.
Kill the giant horrific baby.
You know when 90s movies used to have the title and then underneath it was save the world, killing one zombie at a time. It's like, that's what they want. That's what they want. They don't want any, and then they'll try it. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You want to get your friends into it?
You tell them you killed a giant horrific baby and then that's it.
Yeah. Or you tell them that a ghost covered in weasels fell out
again.
And then they go, what?
And then you go, twice.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But then
it could be a third if you join.
If they ask for context, you say absolutely not.
Yeah.
You have to come
you have to come witness it. Yeah.
That's how you get people into D&D.
True. So true. So true.
You need that 90s marketing.
Yeah. So true. Well, the next one is a quote. It's only one vampire. We can take it.
My players of
famous last words.
My players have been here.
Oh, we've been.
They've been in this room.
Oh, we've been there.
They've seen that show before.
We've been there, and it's been bad. And it's one vamp.
It's only one vampire.
It's only one vampire. Yeah, but one vampire at level 5. Were we 5?
I mean,
I don't think we were even 5.
No, you were definitely level 5. And it wasn't a fully fledged vampire, it was a slightly nerfed vampire.
Good lord. Goodness gracious me.
And you'd literally fought through a
horde of vampires. Yeah. And one of us had 17 maximum hit points.
And then they were like, nah,
let's go in.
Let's not long rest first, let's go now.
Oh, horrendous scenes. Horrendous.
Dreadful choice.
Yeah, only one vampire, we can take it. Okay. Let me know how that goes, actually.
Yeah, let me know how that goes.
I'd like to know.
Let me know how that ended up.
The next one is, we're about to fight a tree whose roots are in the sky.
I need no more context.
I don't need to know anything else.
I will come and play, I promise.
Yeah, I don't need to know anything else.
I'm invested.
Whose roots are in the sky.
Whose roots are in the sky.
What, again, though?
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
But the thing is, because you've given me no context,
I really want to know.
And that means I'm going to come and play.
I really want to know. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I agree.
Whose roots are in the sky? We're going to fight a big tree.
The concept of fighting a tree.
Fighting a tree.
About to fight a tree.
Already a little strange.
Roots are in the sky.
Yeah. It's like fighting a tree, very steeped in fantasy.
Yeah.
Hey.
Totally.
Its roots are in the sky.
Hey. What does that mean? What does that, how does that, what does that,
what do we reckon?
Does that do that for you? Does it do it for you?
What do you think?
What do we reckon?
Are you playing?
Are you in?
Which one of these are you playing in?
Well, the last one.
Oh, go on in.
The last one, which I feel like many of us can
attest to.
Yeah. At a door. Might go through it, might not.
And do you want to know what? Might not even be your choice.
Yeah.
Hey, can I roll open the door?
Who knows?
Just ones across the board.
Yeah.
Just slayed a dragon.
Yeah.
Foiled by the door.
Just add a door. Might go through, might not. That could actually, seriously, the 90s movie tagline, that could be the 90s movie tagline for all of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Add a door.
There'll be a door.
Might go through.
Will we go?
Might not.
Might not even be my choice.
Might not be my choice. Might actually stand around and talk about it for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Might deliberate.
Love talking about doing something menial.
Yeah. Might deliberate for 4 hours.
I mean like
opening a door.
I mean like this most simple, basic, like mundane task. We're going to talk about for 4 hours.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was like that. It was like that submission where that person was like, I didn't even realize the game had started, but people just started talking in weird voices. They were like, what is D&D?
Yeah, but at a door, might go through, might not. I think that honestly is a perfect summary of Dungeons & Dragons.
I need two things. Which one do you want to play in? And tell me yours.
Yeah, I need to know yours. I need to know yours. I need to know what your out of context D&D current situation is. I thought it was really fun.
Great.
I thought that was really, really, really fun.
Fantastic. Oh. I don't want a single bit of context.
No, I don't.
Don't you dare.
Do not give me any nuance.
Dare give me any context.
Don't give me any context.
I don't want to hear it.
Don't want to hear it.
I want to hear the tagline.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
I want to hear
what's
that
your
90s movie tagline.
Agreed. Right, well, this next one isn't this one.
Okay.
This next one is this is definitely more of a horror story, I feel.
Okay.
The title is Feeling Disrespected After Addressing a Tone Shift in My Campaign, So I Left the Game. I've been in a campaign for close to 3 years, and recently I tried to address something that was bothering me about a new player T. About a month or two back... Whoa.
Hey, slow down.
Whoa, oh my gosh.
You.
Slow it down. Slop.
Slop it down.
Lead. About a month or two back, T was invited to the game by the DM, who were dating, and lately T's humour has been throwing off the tone of the entire game. His very first in-character moment was him making a joke about his character Ordering a bowl of dildo soup.
What is dildo soup?
hey, that could be the no context.
Yeah.
Ordering a bowl of dildo soup. Ordering a bowl of dildo soup.
Tell me, if you know what dildo soup is.
What does that mean?
Down in the comments.
What do we mean? And then in brackets, OP has put, even with full context, it hardly makes any more sense. Don't know. Hey, I can't possibly understand.
Dildo soup.
I don't understand. And after that, he had his character be hung by his own dick in a past session, which I wasn't there for, thankfully. That kind of humor really isn't my style, and it felt completely out of place, shifting the tone of the game in a way that wasn't fun for me. We had been playing in a grimdark, gritty-ish campaign with zany levity bits of comedy interspersed throughout, obviously, but T's energy really changed things.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Dildo soup and hung by his dick. First two things he says. Let's go.
Today, before we started the game, I took the time to address it openly with the group. I didn't call him out in front of everyone or make a scene. I just expressed that I didn't feel comfortable with the tone shift. I said that I wanted the game to feel more consistent with what we had all agreed on, and that it wasn't the kind of humor that I was hoping for. I wasn't trying to control anyone's playstyle. I was just being honest about how it made me feel, and I'm not the only one who felt this way, as the tone shift had already started to make others feel uncomfortable too. But then things got worse. My DM, who I really thought understood me, compared my attempt to address this issue to the behavior of a problematic past player named Lee. Lee was a nightmare for me when I was a first-time player. He once cast, I can never pronounce this, guys, yeah.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, he once cast guys on me to make me do things against my will, and I was the sole target of his toxicity. That was a whole ass saga of bullshittery that thankfully came to a close when we finally kicked Lee out of the group. So being compared to that guy honestly was deeply insulting. It felt like my honest attempt to communicate was being equated with the kind of toxic behavior that I had experienced in the past.
Okay.
The DM reached out to me after, but in their message, not a single ounce of responsibility was taken for how over-the-top insulting that the comparison was. It was just an attempt to defend themselves and T. That hit me hard. It felt like my attempt to communicate my discomfort was completely dismissed, and I was being made out to be the bad guy for speaking up. At this point, I have decided to leave the campaign. The way my feelings were dismissed and the comparison to Lee left me feeling so disrespected and unheard. Being equated to the worst problem player I have ever personally encountered just struck so deep, so I just can't get past it. And it's not a joke anymore. It's about how my boundaries and communication were handled. I'm really bummed about it because I was hoping to continue enjoying the game with everyone that I've grown so close to, but now I just don't feel like it's a space where I'm able to do that. Has anyone else been in a situation like this? How do you handle it when you're trying to communicate your feelings and it gets twisted into something that makes you look and feel like the bad guy? I just wanted to enjoy the game, but at this point, I'm not sure what could have been done to resolve this. And also in edits, I forgot to mention our ages. DM's in his late 30s, myself and the other player around 30, and the rest of the group are in mid-20s. Not sure how old T is, but I'd say maybe early 30s as well, just for relevant information.
So I think I feel that maybe the Dungeon Master didn't come to the group and say, hey, I'm thinking about introducing was it boyfriend T?
I have no idea. Just a new player.
New player T. I'm feeling like I want to introduce new player T. And then the thing is,
they're dating. Yeah,
I thought so. Because the thing is, it's not just the Dungeon Master's decision if somebody joins the game. It is a group decision.
OP does say T was invited to the game by the DM who's dating them.
Because then, these things come up like, I like T, T's good, but is T gonna, we've got a good thing going. Like, I don't really want to rock the boat in terms of inviting somebody new who doesn't play in the same way that we do. Maybe the vibe of the campaign will change, because that's usually inevitably, even if somebody plays in a similar way that you do, the vibe of a game changes when you invite a new player.
Totally, naturally, yeah.
For the good, for the bad, it doesn't matter. Something's gonna change.
Yeah, naturally.
So T should never have been invited to this table, full stop, if everyone hadn't agreed. Sounds like they didn't even get consulted.
Yeah.
T turned up, we got dildo soup, we got hung by my dick.
Yeah.
And then it's like, some people want serious D&D. It's like, hey, we play a serious D&D game. We also laugh and cry.
Yeah,
having a fucking great time.
100%. We were all so silly, which actually it sounds like OP had. OP says, we play this grimdark with, zany levity bits of comedy, which sounds exactly like how we play.
We don't really play grimdark.
No,
we have played grimdark.
Yeah.
And we did the same thing.
We play a very serious
game, but we're also people who just want to hang out every week and find each other very funny, so we make lots of silly jokes.
Yeah, of course, naturally, yeah. But, there's a difference, I think, between having jokes with your friends and then being like, I order a bowl of dildo soup. What does that even mean?
Dildo soup? I don't know, but I agree. I think there is a difference. Like, there is time for jokes.
Yeah, of course.
Ordering dildo soup for me ain't it.
No,
in
same,
my game
same.
it ain't
Not
it.
my type of humor.
Doesn't mean that you can't do that at your game.
No,
if you
of
want
course.
dildo soup at your game, fair enough. That have a good time. But I get it. Like, I get the game that you fell in love with that makes you want to play every week, changing fundamentally. You bring it up in a very respectful manner. Like, hey,
which I feel like you have. Yeah.
Like, the game has changed since, like, maybe not even since T joined, but like the tone of the game has changed, and I miss the old where the game is.
Yeah.
And then for you to become compared to somebody
I know.
who like
you have guys on your character to make
to do things that you didn't want to do,
because that is such a
first of all, they couldn't be any fucking different.
Absolutely not.
That's potentially the worst comparison.
Well, it is.
All you're doing there is comparing this person to somebody they hate.
Yeah, and
to hurt their feelings.
And, that's kind of like it. It doesn't excuse it, but that's kind of in character stuff. The character basically taking advantage of your character in game, and also you just above table being like, "Hey, things have changed." Not the same comparison.
They're not
whatsoever.
the same comparison, but the thing is,
not at all.
The dungeon master knows you don't like Lee or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So they're like, I'm just gonna make your feelings hurt even more by just comparing you to somebody
that's so unfair.
who you hate.
Yeah, totally. That's so unfair.
And it doesn't even make fucking sense.
Yeah, and
at least make it make sense.
We say this all the time. Like, when you meet people with honest and clear communication, of course, there's sometimes there's going to be the kind of the heckles raising and the defensiveness at first, and maybe a back and forth, but typically, especially with adults, once you have that conversation and it simmers down, you can then actually have a conversation and things get resolved. That's just how adults work.
That's just how it is.
That's how people work. For
then
the most part.
That's why one of the best pieces of advice is I can give out and have gotten ever since I've grown older is just sleep on it and see how you feel.
Totally.
Because even in the moment, I think I'm quite a rational person, but I think even I'm so much more clear when I'm just removed from the situation even for a little bit.
Same, entirely same.
This blows pretty hard.
OP, this is so unfair. And the thing is, OP, I know, OP, you've come to the conclusion that you're not going to play in the game anymore. Good.
Fair.
Good.
I would say fair.
Good.
I don't think I would.
If your DM, and you say that the other players agreed too, by the way, if your DM can't listen to you and immediately blames you and tries to make you feel like the bad guy for just communicating a very clear tone shift, by the way, very obviously, and makes you feel like the bad guy, immediately goes into guilt tripping you instead of trying to listen to you, you don't want to play D&D with this person anymore. You don't want to play with this person. No. And that goes out to anyone listening as well, by the way. Anytime you try to have honest and clear communication with someone and they immediately snap it, well, again, I understand the knee jerk. Because
we're emotional beings.
Of course,
who,
when
we get called out, you want to immediately go on the defense, but then you think about it and you consider it and then you change your mind and stuff like that. So I get maybe the immediate knee jerk, but then especially when they message you and they don't even say like, "Oh, hey, sorry, that was a bad comparison."
Defending themselves,
defending
not even trying to meet you at your level. Yeah. You don't want to. You don't want to play with people like that. You don't want to associate with people like that. Seriously, that is just like a recipe for disaster, in my opinion.
I agree.
But that's such a shit situation.
I agree.
But that would, to be clear, I wouldn't like that either.
I wouldn't like that.
And I would bring that up too.
I would too. If, again, I like to think that we run a pretty serious game, and then the comedy comes from us as people.
Totally.
Usually.
Absolutely.
So in game, I would be like, it's not for me.
Same. I would exactly the same.
So I would bring it up too.
Yeah, exactly the same. All right, the next one is, the title is, The Player's Upset That They're the Only One Who Didn't Get a Horse. This is pretty straightforward. I DM for a party of 5 PCs. On their travels, they received a quest from an NPC who breeds and trains horses, using magic to enhance and help them. When the party first met the NPC, one of them was incredibly rude to the NPC. This became a recurring situation. Party meets the NPC. This specific PC is rude to them. In this occasion, they started constantly referring to him as a blatantly wrong name and having their last name being a type of drink. Player was not making an out-of-game joke, but was specifically having his character say this in-game. They then got onto the NPC's case about why they don't do the quest, and when the NPC pointed out he's an old man, the PC was like, that doesn't answer my question, and some other rude things before the other players started to do the talking instead. Now that they've done the quest, the NPC gave them 100 gold pieces each and had some gifts set aside for each of the party. 4 out of the 5 players got a horse, which they were all excited about. As I said earlier, this NPC uses magic to enhance the horse's training, and as such, the horses are smarter than your typical horse. The PC, that was rude, was given a glass of the drink that they were calling the NPC. If the rude PC gets on one of the other player's horses, even if the other player is also on the horse will refuse to move until the rude PC gets off. The player who controls the PC is upset at me and thinks that this is unfair, especially because a session or two prior, they were the one who was the most vocal about desiring a horse, and now they're the only one without a horse. This has been compounded by the other players role-playing out, them riding on the horses, while the other PC still has to walk. The way I see it, they were rude to this NPC, so why would this NPC give them a horse in the first place?
It's the consequences to my actions.
Hey, look at that.
Would you look at that? It's the consequences to my actions.
Hey, look at that.
Like, the thing is, I do have some conflicting opinions.
Yeah, so do I.
So I've got some conflicting opinions about this because look, in my game, NPCs are people.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you are horrible to them, they're not going to like you.
Of course, of course.
They're not just like quest givers who, if you stab with a knife, they're not going to be like, oh, hey, do you want this quest still? It's like, no, they're never going to talk to you again. And that bridge is burned.
Yeah, totally.
That quest line is gone.
Yeah.
Like, you can't access that part of the game now because of your
and that's the type of game.
And I'm not saying that you've done exactly that. You've done something, you know, lesser than that, but you have, you know, not called them by their name. Yeah. You've been rude to them.
You've been, actively over and over and over.
Yeah,
rude to
over
them.
and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So hey, big surprise that the NPC doesn't want to give
why
you
would the
horse.
NPC give you the horse?
Now, the moment I think that it goes too far is they don't already have their own horse. Yeah. But now they can't ride on anybody else's horse.
And then it's just a problem for everyone.
Now the group can only travel as fast as the slowest player.
Yeah. Or the slowest player gets left behind.
So it's just like, maybe they couldn't ever like carry the reins of the horses, and if they were sat at the front of the horse with the reins, like directing the horse, it wouldn't go. Yes. But them sitting on the back of a horse
doesn't stop the horse going.
Yeah, because totally. Now it's just a party problem.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, and that's when it becomes too much.
And you know, you could argue that is the player's fault.
It's the player's fault.
It's the player's fault.
But I think the dungeon master at that point, and this is just my opinion, at that point it becomes pettiness.
Yeah, I agree, and it just becomes something that you have to deal with over and over and over and over, which, you know, becomes frustrating in my opinion. And I also don't believe. Well, the thing is, I was going to say out of character things shouldn't be solved in character, but the problem is this is all in character. So like this PC being rude to this NPC was all in character. Like I agree. I think just let the PC ride on the horse, or you know, above table as a DM be like, hey, you need to pack this in. Yeah. Because like, or even just the heads, get a horse, like,
but it's nobody's fault but your own.
Yeah, even just the heads up of, hey, if you keep going like this, by the way, there is going to be consequences to how you treat these NPCs. Yeah. And I would like to think that this was the lesson. You know, I like to think this is the lesson.
This is the lesson. You don't get your own horse. Yeah. Everyone else gets their own magically enhanced horse. And you can then ride on it, but you couldn't ride it on your own. Yeah, you never can. Yeah. But that's the consequences of your actions. Totally. But now everybody is suffering because of this person.
I agree.
And the thing is, I think it does also have to come to an out of game conversation. Yeah. Of, look, after the horses are distributed and you don't get one, hey, like, I'm sorry I didn't give you a horse, but there's no way that this NPC would ever want to do anything nice for you.
And you explain it like this, you know?
Because you've been horrible to them. You've been mean to them. You've been rude to them. Yeah. And these people are living beings. It's like, imagine if I had an NPC who came up to your character and was that mean, you'd feel bad. Yeah. It's like, I put a lot of time into these NPCs. They're storytellers, they're quest givers, they're part of the world, they've got lore. And if you're just going to be mean to every single one of them, you're not going to find any of that out.
Yeah, totally. And you know, I hope this is a lesson.
Respect me as a dungeon master. Yeah. Respect the rest of the group, respect my time, respect everyone else's time,
Yeah.
and start. You can still be standoffish.
Of course.
You can still be a bit of a brat.
Of course.
Take a Starion.
Yeah.
Like, he's a nightmare.
Yeah.
And he wants to be rude to everyone in a way.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he still eventually gets along with everyone, and he still does the quest.
Yeah, totally.
And he still does the nice thing. Even though maybe your racing with him might go down slightly by doing the nice thing. Doesn't matter. Like, it's a game at the end of the day. We need to play it.
Yeah. I completely agree. I think, all of the above and just being like, I hope this is a lesson for you. And, like... I think this is a good lesson.
Yeah, it's a good lesson.
It's a good lesson.
It's taken a little too far.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's gone a little too far, but it's a good lesson.
But I think it's a good lesson.
Yeah, I agree. I think.
And no, you shouldn't be surprised. It's the consequences of
your
actions.
Yeah,
being
I know.
Nicer to people
And being like, this is unfair. It's like, how is it?
Why are you sat there saying it's unfair?
How is
unfair?
Really? Come on, how is it unfair?
How is it unfair? This is exactly the punishment you deserve.
Yeah, totally.
Because you've been horrible.
It's too far.
It's too far.
But yeah,
you're not getting your own horse.
You can't say that this is unfair.
No.
my guy.
But not being able to get on anyone else's horse feels bad.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It's a
bit
bit much.
I'd be interested to know what you think.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'd be interested to know what you think.
What do you think?
I thought that was a really, really interesting
It's a good one. It's a good one.
And I don't typically tend to look at the comments too often, but all the comments were like, well, consequences of your actions.
It's the consequences of my actions.
It's the consequences of my actions. This next post is titled, "The best lies are the ones that people come up with themselves." This is a tip for all the nefarious DMs out there. Players are well known to yap away and speculate loudly above table, and this can be great, actually. In a game I ran, the players had met the big wizard, who was very nice and supportive and all. They ended up going through a haunted house time skip, after which they met the wizard again. This time, the wizard was a lot more surly, but more importantly, he had his eyes blindfolded. The real reason he had his eyes wrapped was the telltale sign of the big villain's manipulation being these glowing eyes, though the players hadn't 100% nailed down this connection yet. While they were talking to the wizard, one of the players speculated out loud, maybe he tried to use divination, but that burned his eyes due to the wonky nature of magic at this stage in the game world. Well, I hadn't planned on really addressing the blindfold at this point, but now I just had to have the NPC outright confirm the speculation in character. And that was the truth the players held on to for a long, long while.
See, and it's not going to be Dungeon Master style for everyone. Like, it's not. Because some people, love their own stories and aren't great with, free-flowing storytelling. But this is what I do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think of a plot hook, or I think of something, or like a bandana, and then the players say, "Oh, it's because of this," and I go,
"Yep, yeah, it sure is."
That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
It's like then I make it make sense. And again, I've told my players this a number of times. When we started my game, I don't like to think of everything in my campaign. I have a loose idea of where I want the plot to go, what's going to happen in the campaign, and stuff like that. But we'll sort of fill in the gaps as we go. Matthew asked me a question to do with some lore of my world, and I hadn't thought of it. And then he asked me a question, and I just made something up on the spot. And because he forced me to think of something straight away, I said it out loud. And when I said it out loud, it's become a core fundamental pillar of our game that the story almost revolves around. And I said, "Do you want to know at the end of the game, guys? You can ask me what it was, and I'll tell you exactly what it was." And that's just me riffing because I just made a decision in the moment, and I'm like, now that's canon.
Yeah, totally.
And I like doing that, and I like when my players say something cool, being like, that could be sick.
Yeah,
actually.
and you know what?
I don't do it all the time, but I do it quite often.
Yeah, I realize in this situation, OP is saying the best lies they come up with themselves, because obviously this wizard, we know from OP's post, is affiliated with the BBG. But then the players go, "Oh, maybe this is it," and then the NPC, who obviously wants to lie, goes, "Yeah,
that's exactly it. Yeah.
God, you are so smart. That's exactly what it is." And I just think that's
Icarus
neat.
Too close to the sun, and now I can't see anymore.
I just think that's neat, and I think that's really
clever.
fun as players too.
Yeah,
for players,
you feel like this is the thing. My players, when these things happen, when their suspicions are confirmed, when what they've said is what the NPC actually corroborates, they feel big brain.
Yeah, totally.
And it makes them feel good, and it makes them I've told my players about that exact thing, and they're like, I feel like I'm making this world.
Yeah, no, totally.
I feel like I am so ingrained in the way this world works. I feel like I am shaping it, I am molding it, and that they love that feeling. And, I just listen to them and they like it, so I do it more.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a great way of doing it.
I completely agree.
But I get it's not for everyone.
Yeah. And
it's tough to do.
Yeah. And you know what? I feel like this kind of, in a way, feeds into the whole, like, if you have a puzzle for your party to solve, don't have a concrete answer. Like, don't have, jumping through hoops. Just if your players put their minds together enough and the reasoning is reasonable enough behind what they're trying.
They spent enough resources to get it
yeah,
done.
just let them have it, because the thing is, as players, we don't know, but it feels good to be rewarded for actually thinking and proving we're thinking.
Just like wanting to solve it.
Yeah, totally.
Like that, like as a dungeon master, that's all you could ever want.
Yeah.
If you go down into the dungeon and there's a puzzle and they just go, I can't be asked doing this and walk around, it's like, that feels miserable. But if you just put a couple of like moving elements to this puzzle in a room and they go, okay, we'll do this, we'll try that. You cast this, barbarian does that, and then the rogue jumps through this, and it's just like, cool, it works.
Yeah,
because the dice said it worked, and I love that.
Funnest example of that was, speaking of the vampire earlier on, there was a puzzle where there was a word in some blood, and we had no idea what this fucking word meant. We couldn't work it out because we're notoriously not very good with puzzles. So we were like, what if? Because he had a wife. We were like,
who had passed away.
We were like, what if this is a name for like an elven word for like his wife or his love or something like that. So we were like, okay, do we know any of these elven words? We were like, there was a portrait of them together at the front of the house. Let's go see if like the artist wrote anything on the back of the painting. And we went all the way back and we looked at it, and Jack was like, the word's there. We were like,
it's her name in Elvish. Wow. You went back, it was like a sand pit, and you wrote the name in the sand pit, and then the puzzle opened, and you guys were like,
we were screaming. We felt.
I remember because it was Josh who came up with the idea, and he was like, I remember he was like, I feel so big brain right now.
We honestly, we felt top of the world. Jack reveals later, well, I just rolled with the fucking punches.
Just completely made it up.
That feels great.
It feels great. I was like, there is a word that you need to write into the sand.
Yeah, and we were like.
And then you figured out.
And, we took parts that we'd seen of in this vampire.
Parts of this vampire story. The fact that he didn't have a wife, like that she had died. She was an elf. He was immortal.
Yeah. And he was, he was mourning her still. And,
and
it was a whole thing.
And then you did that, and I was like, sounds good to me. Puzzles fit.
And that feels good.
And I love that.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool. Like, you've listened to what I've told you throughout this dungeon.
Totally.
And you've used that information to come up with a, in my opinion, reasonable enough conclusion for the puzzle to work.
Yeah, and I also think, it depends on the player as to whether they'd like to know that or not. Because I know that there's some players out there where if you, after the fact, had said, hey, I just let you guys roll the punches there and I rolled with them too, there'd be some players who would actually maybe be a bit disheartened
They'd be like,
by
so
that.
there's no actual concrete conclusion to this puzzle.
Whereas, I can only speak for me. I like that. I like knowing if we try hard enough and we think hard enough, we can manifest our own success.
Yeah. And, that's not going to be for every player. And I understand that. But my players really enjoy it.
Yeah.
My players really love it.
Totally.
My players love the fact that I am such an improv dungeon master. And they know that in my game, literally anything can happen because I don't plan.
Yeah.
Like, this session will go where it is going to go, where you lead it to go, where the dice leaders go, because that's the sort of dungeon master I am. Mm-hmm. And that's the sort of game we love.
Yeah, totally. 100%. I think, yeah, I love that sentiment. I really do. Well, the last one, this is the last post before we get into the art. This is a really nice one, and this is titled, Here's Why You Should Let Your Guests Be Involved in Your D&D Games. So a few weeks back, I had a session where I had a friend visiting me. They do not play D&D. I have a general rule where my guests are NPCs chatting in the background. So if my party can't solve something, maybe the wind gives some insight. Maybe an NPC in town is mocking them or joining in the revelry. Well, during this particular session, I let my guest be a merchant. To give them even more agency, we agreed that I am their brain. I even stated that whatever price he offers goes. Once again, they don't play D&D. We finished The Cult Strikes Back from Tyranny of Dragons, Rise of Tiamat for the third time. Waterdeep is damaged badly and the party wanted to gather supplies before the final chapter. We called the guest Jeff the Merchant. It was going okay at first. I gave them price ranges for potions, arrows, and somewhere along the way, Jeff the Merchant just started role-playing. The party made a whole backstory for this merchant, and they want to see Jeff the Merchant in future campaigns too. I found this incredibly inspiring, seeing a friend getting into D&D and wanting to actually join a campaign in the future. Here's where I ate my words. Jeff the Merchant started to roleplay deeply enough, he started to proceed without confirming with me. I started taking laps, fully walking away from horror and amusement. One player asked for a belt of fire giant strength. Jeff the Merchant believed it was a potion and sold it for 5,000 gold pieces. One player asked if he could do a magic item roulette for 2,000 gold pieces. Jeff the Merchant said he only had legendaries for the roulette.
Great.
And we rolled it.
Great. Legendary weapons for 2,000 gold goes crazy.
Typing cannot express how fully destroyed I was on the inside, but how grateful and excited I was by seeing the full enjoyment of my guests and my players. So let your guests be involved. Let someone new railroad you.
So, and like that's it, man. Like sometimes, man, like how do I express this? Sometimes the game being played by the rules isn't always the best way to play the game.
Yeah,
like this person who has no fucking
no idea.
The carnage that they've just released on your game.
Oh my god, a legendary item.
And you as a dungeon master are like, guess I gotta deal with this now.
All right.
Sometimes I like doing that though. Sometimes I like just being like, oh, here's this crazy fucking powerful thing. And I just put it in the game. And then I'm like, let's just see how this goes.
Yeah, let's
just. It's just like throwing the cat amongst the pigeons.
Yeah.
And then being like,
yeah, go for it.
Let's just see how this. That's just like the chips will fall where they may.
And I think
I think that's fun.
In a group like ours, where we've all played together now for like what all of us 3 years, more than that. You know, when your brother came in, who had never played D&D before, it was refreshing. It was seeing D&D through a lens, because we all have cursive knowledge. Seeing D&D through a lens of someone who has no grasp
on a single clue.
What the fuck is going on, what's possible, what's not possible, and just seeing them try things is just really refreshing.
I agree.
Really fun.
I think it's like when he came in, he was like, I thought he was just going to be like, right, all guns blazing, he's just going on smashing everything, he's a paladin.
Yeah.
But he was like, well, let's just steal the uniforms.
He was tactical
let's
about
like sneak in, let's try and like make a plan about how we're just going to like infiltrate.
Could we do this? Can we try that? And it's like, that's such an interesting way to approach things.
And like the session just went in such a wild direction because I just didn't expect it to go in the direction it did.
Yeah.
And I think that's fun.
I agree. I totally agree.
Sometimes letting new players like steer the narrative.
Yeah, I agree.
This guy just being like, sure,
yeah, sure.
Belt of fire giant strength.
Yeah, 5 gold. 5,000 gold.
5,000 gold. I think that's still quite cheap. Legendary items. I've only got
legendary items for this roulette.
So let's spin this wheel and
$2,000.
see
Come on.
it lands.
$2,000 all in legendary items.
Oh,
but again, that's only the type of carnage really that comes from a situation like this.
Yeah, but then it's like, imagine you get like a legendary weapon that can't be attuned to yet until you get permission from its former wielder.
Yes,
and then it's a great way to like introduce this super strong, awesome NPC who fought the bad guy, who was like come back into the world, who wielded this weapon. It's just like, right, let's go find that person, and they get information about the people. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've just told a story there from this random moment that this person created from absolute carnage.
I agree. And you know what, OP, GG's on you for just rolling with it. I think that's so much fun.
I think it's fun.
I think sometimes injecting just a bit of chaos like that is fun.
Really good for you.
It's fun. Yeah, totally. And obviously that's all subjective, but I think I
Not every
agree.
Dungeon Master's gonna be cool with that.
Of course. Now, not all players are going to be okay with it, but I think that is so much fun. And I do actually have a final honorary mention that at the time made me laugh so much.
Go on, then.
It was the title of the post was simply, I need help killing my players.
Okay.
There was a whole thing. The top comment that got me coat their D20s with a contact poison. And that just got me, because obviously they didn't mean my players. I need help killing my NP.
But this
PCs.
person's like thinking of genuine ways to poison people.
D20 contact poison.
Contact poison.
Got me. It got me. Oh
Jesus.
God, it really got me. Right, on to the art.
Okay.
So this first piece of art is titled, I created this unnecessarily stylish final boss design. And yeah, the fuck you did.
Yeah, it's like cunty in pink.
Yeah, oh my God. This is giving, I don't know what the game is. You know what?
Warhammer.
No point. No. Yes, but when they paint all like the Warhammers like girly pop.
Yeah.
That's great. It's that game. I don't know what it's called. There's no point me even finishing the sentence because I have no idea what they're called. It's a game where you can have skins and you can make them really cunty and girly pop, basically. Anyway.
Apparently we shouldn't say that C word, Joe.
What?
Apparently that's the word that YouTube really doesn't like. So I guess we'll see how this goes.
Well,
and
the description is a warforged wearing a pink exoskeleton featuring tubes of orange liquid that appears to keep it operational.
Yeah.
On its chest, it carries a baby, a Death Stranding reference. I came up with this weird and exotic design for the bad guy. I wanted him to be really memorable, someone with secretive goals and a weapon you definitely don't want to know about. This artwork is only the presentation of his design. I'll think of an interesting scene of this villain to illustrate. And I'm an RPG illustrator available for commissions right now. Please send the first contact via DM. I have their email. I have their Instagram as well. Their Reddit username is Looplich. It's all going to be linked below. So if you like the style of this, well, they certainly are indeed doing
very
some
cool.
commissions. It's sick.
And you wanted to make it memorable.
They're memorable.
I think it's pretty memorable.
They're pretty fucking memorable. I'm not gonna lie.
With like the baby in the chest.
Yeah. And
like,
I love a
almost
reference.
like the astronaut helmet.
Yeah,
with, like, the
with a skull in it.
Skull inside it.
And
and it's
pink.
all pink.
Yeah, I love it. And the Warforged, I think that is absolutely sick. I love references like that Death Stranding reference. I love things like that. I think and it's a gorgeously illustrated piece too. I think
it's fantastic.
Absolutely sick. If we bumped into someone like this,
yeah, you're going to remember that.
You are going to remember that 100%. The next and the final piece of artwork, this has been done by Alonso Vatia. This is Faolan. The wolf beneath the skin. They say that the wolf comes from the north, not howling, not rampaging, just walking. A man wrapped in a tattered cloak, eyes like dying embers, and a silence that made the campfire shrink. Weeks later, a traveler returned the favor, saving a wounded man on the roadside, a man with old scars and amber eyes, who still smelled faintly of rain and blood. He gave him his name then, Faolan. Sorry. He spoke little, but his voice carried the weight of someone who'd seen both sides of the hunt, predator and prey, man and wolf. Faolan can rescue Laveri as a blood hunter from a Curse of Strahd campaign. If you enjoy characters like this, I'm open for commissions. You can check out more of my work on my portfolio through the link in my profile. Of course, that is all linked below. But look, you know I love a werewolf. You know I love a blood hunter.
Do you know what I love about drawings like this is because there's so much werewolf in media, they sort of aren't quite as like scary anymore. But you see the person next to it, and you see how ginormous and like towering the werewolf
intimidating
is.
Yeah.
And do you know I like this? The same design here is in Diablo 4.
Yeah.
Though like the werewolf doesn't have like the neck going up and then the head on top. It's like almost like out the front.
Yeah. Like this big hunch.
And there's like that hunched back. And I just think it's like, I think sometimes we can make, in media, sometimes I think we can make werewolves a little too like easy on the eye.
Yeah.
And I just love how like animalistic that
I agree.
werewolf is.
I agree. And you know what? The description's beautifully written.
Fantastic.
I love a man who'd seen both sides of the hunt. Predator and prey, man and wolf. And I think that is so absolutely sick. I think that description does it for me. I'm not going to lie. Art does it for me. So please, again, both of these artists have their commissions open right now. The links are down below. But first one is Looplich on Reddit. And then the second one is Alonso_Vatia. But it's all going to be linked below.
Put it down below.
Yeah, indeed. And that's it.
I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Always is.
That was a really fun one.
A lot of things in that one.
I love the Reddit ones because they can get serious, they can get funny.
Yeah.
There's lots of questions.
Yeah, there is.
And I love that. And
Yeah, me
you
too.
just get lots of different perspectives. So
Yeah,
very good. And the art's fantastic.
Agreed.
I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you did, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, all of those good things. If you want to support us anymore, please consider joining the Patreon. Please consider becoming a YouTube member. There's some extra perks when you do so. I love you.
I love you.
Bully loves you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here. We have been the Eldritch Podblast, and we're going to see you on Monday. Bye!
And once again, another huge thank you to our patrons and our YouTube members, and a huge shout out to our entity tiers.
Hoobs.
Ariel.
Tula.
Runarian. Maddie.
Luna.
Teddysaurus.
Caspian.
J-Spot TX. Dallin M.
Sleepy.
Joe Dragonlord 2.
Alistar.
Lawkeeper Society.
Ricky B.
Catherine.
Fowskin.
Azuriel.
Panda Queen Plays.
Xylo Boy.
Lucas Iapetus.
Luna River.
Crestomancy. Hairy Godfather.
Rainanana.
Scrimbles.
CJ Chantel 1313.
Keplin 1000.
Pretend It's You Ace. Dana.
Captain Hades.
Sloby 1.
Amelia A.
Rebecca K.
Banoffee Spy.
Tears of the Sun.
BH.
Crumley.
Dink Twin.
Light of Hearts.
Nathan W.
Timbo. The Nerdy Dreamer.
Stephen R.
Simple Gin.
Danny Lee Phantom. Spiritual Rogue. Brit. M. Rule the Board. Jordan SC. Dino Robot Lover. Drew Standpie. Gall. Thank you all so much for the support. You have no idea how much it helps. And if you too would like to become a patron or a channel member here on YouTube, click the link in the description or the join button down below.